Elevate Tech Festival is Canada's leading annual tech and innovation festival. Elevate attracts more than 20,000 guests, including global tech leaders, industry champions, celebrities, innovators, and entrepreneurs. The 2019 edition featured speakers like Michelle Obama, Martha Stewart, Chris Hatfield, and Akon. Patricia Bebia Mawa moderated a session featuring music icon Akon and the co-visionaries for his cryptocurrency initiative, Akoin.
Are you excited to be here today? Wow, amazing. Welcome to Elevate 2019. It's been such an awesome event here in Toronto, and yesterday we had Michelle Obama, and it was incredible. Now, I'm here to coordinate and moderate a panel with an amazing individual. Just with a quick intro and we'll get started. Now, Akoin is a new contemporary cryptocurrency and entrepreneurial ecosystem from the global artist and visionary change maker, Akoin. Put your hands together for that. Now, through Akoin Lighting Africa, Akoin has already brought solar power to 18 countries in Africa, creating safety, health, and well-being for over 100 million people. Akoin is recognized as one of the most powerful voices across Africa and the diaspora, named to the Forbes Celebrity 140 most powerful celebrities in Africa and the diaspora list. And in addition to this, he has 2 multi-platinum albums, 27 songs on the Billboard 100, and he's among the first artists to accomplish the feat of holding both the #1 and 2 spots simultaneously on the Billboard Hot 100 charts twice. Now, this man is a man that has used his platform to bring about social change, economic empowerment, and to save the world in so many ways. And today I'm excited to speak to him about his new project, Akoin, which is a cryptocurrency. Please put your hands together, Toronto, and welcome Akoin! Welcome. Yeah, have a seat. Now, also joining Akoin are 2 amazing individuals. I'd like to introduce Lynn, Liss, who is the COO and co-founder of Akoin, as well as John Karass, the president and coordinator, who is also the co-founder of Akoin. Please put your hands together for them. Yeah, welcome Lynn and welcome John.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Great to be here.
You've been in Toronto now since Monday. How has it been? Are you loving our city?
No, I love Toronto. Whenever I want to get away from the U.S. and feel like I'm international, I come to Canada.
Woo! We love you in Canada. Come more often.
Yeah, it's super diverse here. I just love it. Yeah.
But I want you to come back in December so we can shower you with our love, the snow.
No.
No?
Canada gets way too cold. You know I'm African. I don't like that cold.
You've been successful in the music world. You've also helped birth a lot of careers in the music industry as well. Now, you've shifted to technology and financial services. What made you decide to go into these areas as well?
Well, when you look at music, music kind of shifted to technology as well. But even in the beginning of my music career, technology was always the platform that I used to not only market my stuff, but to actually saturate the market with it. And the first album with Trouble, I was able to gain advantages that my other artist counterparts didn't utilize, which was ringtones. Because I knew that the digital age would be what would be the basic form to be able to get to your audience. So my main focus was on ringtones, while all theirs was just on regular single and record sales. But I was looking at the dynamics of just basic business. You got a full song that plays for maybe 4 minutes that was selling for $1.99. And then you had a ringtone that would play for 15 seconds for $4.99. What would you focus on? So I decided to focus on ringtones. And ultimately, because of that, we was heavily, I can say we got the fruits of that, that tree, and ended up being the most, actually on the Guinness Book of World Records for 2008 and 10, we was the most ringtones sold in the universe. So I was really happy to get that accomplishment.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Now, the three of you founded Akoin, which is a cryptocurrency company, which is actually set up to help, the digital currency world in Africa. Now, what made you decide to start this?
Well, the cryptocurrency concept was basically my dream and my vision for my legacy is to, build Africa. Take the infrastructure level and just bring it back 20 years ahead, because right now we're 20 years behind. And for Africa to be the continent that provides all the developing nations the tools they need to develop, Africa has been the one continent that never utilized their own resources to develop itself. Everyone is born an entrepreneur. If you've ever been to Africa, when you drive down the street, everybody set their fruit stands, their fish stands, their vegetable stand, whatever stand, and they're selling to everybody, right? So I look at Africa as a model of what China used to be 35, 40 years ago. Utilizing cryptocurrency, we figured that would be the perfect model and tool that we would need to kind of move our future forward. Because if we can control our own currency and leverage that against the resources that Africa already has, then Africa can literally build itself. All we needed was the education and knowledge with the manpower that we have to move it forward.
Amazing. Yeah, that is really wonderful, because you mentioned the other day that Africa is the largest emerging economy in the world, and anyone that wants to make big money should go to Africa.
100%.
So now that you're doing this, it's really amazing, because people can then take advantage of this, which will help ease trade globally. Now, I would like to speak to John about what cryptocurrency means, because I don't want to assume that everyone knows what that means. So, John, can you explain what cryptocurrency means so those who do not know what that is can understand?
Sure. Cryptocurrency is a blockchain-driven alternate form of value for trading in and out, distributed ledger technology, so that there's a different system. It's backed by electronic trust and legitimization. So it's a different type of store of value that is electronic and backed by a company as opposed to backed by a government.
I'm gonna make it as simple as possible. You have the dollar, and you have the Canadian dollar. And then you have cryptocurrency, which is a digital currency. Look at cryptocurrency just as another form of currency. Because if you go to the UK is gonna give you the pound. If you go to China, you get the yen. So everywhere you go has its own currency. So now digital also has its own currency. That's crypto. So if you look at it from that standpoint, you'll clearly understand that it's just another form of currency that you can use to trade, to buy whatever you want. Is that easier?
Yeah, so it's a form of currency, it's just that it's digital.
That's how you have to look at it.
Yes.
Any other way, you'll get confused.
And something to add, when we set out on this journey, I think over a year ago, and came together as a force, it was about how to make sure this currency can become established, has utility in Africa, and that people want to use it across, in our case, a platform of like an app store, dApps, cryptocurrency-based apps, and even app partners that want to come together and start trading their currencies with the Akoin. As John mentioned, through our internal exchange mechanism, the ability to go back and forth between those points or those currencies, right, where there's real value established, that is what we're bringing out to the market. We just launched our MVP, or our beta product today, this morning, which is really exciting.
Planet Africa Television will be right back.
AfroGlobal Television is a global super channel that transforms the destiny of people of African descent through programming that informs, empowers, entertains, and uplifts. The mission of AfroGlobal is to showcase the best of Africa and the diaspora. Watch AfroGlobal Television on Rogers Cable, Bell 5, TELUS, and Eastlink. Elevate Tech Festival invites a global audience to collaborate with Canada's thriving innovation ecosystem. The week-long program features world-class speakers, interactive experiences, and insightful sessions. Patricia Bebia Mawa moderated the Akoin session, featuring renowned music star, songwriter, record producer, entrepreneur, philanthropist, and actor, Akon. He was joined by the co-founders of his new cryptocurrency initiative, Akoin.
How do you envision Akoin disrupting the cryptocurrency market, especially in Africa, and making a positive impact in terms of transactions, and also even making it more accessible for people to be able to trade internationally?
Well, the whole idea of Akoin is like, when you look at the currencies that exist today, most of the currencies that was introduced that went public or had their coin offerings or whatever the case may be, none of them really had anything to either back it or no services that complemented it. And the difference with Akoin is that every single service that we provide to you will be utilized with the Akoin platform. And we want to be able to use everyday situations, circumstances, and opportunities for you to be able to utilize that coin. So it comes with a value already attached to it, because it comes with services that you can utilize in your everyday life that you can now use to trade that coin for. And I think that's the biggest problems that we've had in the crypto space, and why it was so confusing to everybody, because people will tokenize a certain type of product and had nothing to back it. So no one really understood exactly what that was. So when you look at the basic form of how even Apple Pay is used, or Amazon, they all have their own specific type of programs, or Sky Miles or wherever, you can use them for flights. This almost kind of the same type of concept and idea, but the only difference is based on the territories in which we're pretty much trying to concentrate. And then when you look at Africa, with all these entrepreneurs, they all have their own visions, they all have their own businesses, and they all have their own products. So we want to be able to utilize that Akoin as the currency for all those ideas, products, and visions. So now they can utilize not only the products they're selling to you, but you can also have a currency in which you can actually receive that product from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Akoin functions as a token which is used in the Akoin ecosystem. Now, can you walk us through the platform and share with us how Akoin holders can interact with other cryptocurrencies holders, as well as how they interact with their local currencies? I'd like to ask for this, John.
Sure. We again have this atomic swap that we helped to pioneer, so that without having to go to a money exchange place or some kind of bank-driven exchange or something else for actual users, they can internally just swap between these different stores of value. Ultimately, that's no different from the Apple App Store, but focused on decentralized apps that use blockchain at their core for whatever good or service they're providing. And again, ability to instantly intersect with those things to store, save, spend, utilize across all kinds of services, goods, transactions in a seamless and instant fashion. It's just a couple of clicks, something that most people that have a mobile phone do every day when they're intersecting with websites. So same kind of thing.
And I'd love to bring up, because you talked about getting into the street, which is so important to us. We know eventually everything will be a digital currency, but in the meantime, people do have fiat. They're still wanting sometimes to trade in and out of their local economy there. The experience where someone can have Akoin and they can come onto our platform and say, hey, I want to go top up my mobile phone. Which is a huge thing we all know, but in Africa, you just want to quickly get your phone some more minutes, be active. They can go from Akoin into Bit Minutes. They can move into services such as micro lending. So there's a service we'll be rolling out related to holders of Akoin into Bit Minutes and building up their credit score so they actually can do some micro loans in minutes. But on the fiat part, what's really cool, we showed a map today where in Nigeria there's 1,000 agents where if you have Akoin and you want to actually cash those out, you can go up to these, look on a map, find the agent, and you can say, today I'd rather trade my money into the fiat currency. So that's.
And fiat, by the way, is just regular money.
Yeah, sorry, thank you.
So if you hear fiat currency, that means the actual dollar that you have in your hand.
Yep, so it's giving users as many choices, ultimately into banks and ATMs, et cetera. So through these partnerships, we we try to reach everywhere.
A lot of people, believe that companies that are launching cryptocurrencies lack the experience, the relationships, and even sometimes lack the credibility. Now, how does Akoin challenge and disrupt this opinion and sort of what's different about Akoin is what I'm asking.
Well, in a lot of other cryptocurrencies, majority of the companies are ran by tech geeks. They're very intelligent when it comes to building technology, but the part that they lack is the business side. So you get some very creative tech guys that can build a platform, but then there's no business model that surrounds it. Whereas we're coming from more of an entrepreneurial position. And then from the entrepreneurial position, we already know what our projections to be for what we're trying to accomplish. And then we build the tech to fit that. So we're about the need, and we're looking for things that's necessary, things that you literally need in your life on an everyday basis. And then we build the technology that allows that to be able to provide that need for you on a day-to-day basis. So with that approach, it's literally built by the people for the people. But then the technology just makes it a lot easier and makes your life a lot more easier to be able to have the access to what it is you're already trying to get accomplished.
Yeah, plus you have a name to protect, right? You're Akoin.
Yeah, that's the most important part.
So that legitimizes, what you're doing because you already have a brand that is known, you have the necessary relationships, so it makes it easy for you to make inroads into areas that, most of those, other companies cannot, go to.
Well, I mean, it helps a lot to have a trusted name in a continent, because I never get into anything in Africa that's not helping Africa. If it's just about the money, I'm not interested. I can just continue to sing and dance and make millions of dollars and not have to worry about that.
Now, I like what you said about the fact that it's not just about making money, it's about bringing about, change, empowering people. And as a person of African heritage, I just want to say thank you to you, Akoin, and your team for all the impact and amazing work they've done in Africa. I mean, you've worked in so many countries, be it providing solar energy and many other things, creating opportunities, and it means a lot. And I just want to say thank you on a personal note.
Planet Africa Television will be right back.
The mission of Elevate Tech Festival is to unite the world's innovators to solve society's biggest challenges. One of the highlights of the festival was the session with Akon and the co-founders of his new cryptocurrency initiative, Akoin.
Now, Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies have a lot of potential to revolutionize the world and change the conversation about financial revolution. Now, what are some of the ways that regular people, everyone can get involved and start trading and mining within and throughout the Akoin ecosystem?
It's really set up to make your life easier, and also to give you access that you normally wouldn't have. So the platform is built more so as a way of networking. So if you're trying to build your business as an entrepreneur, and there's pieces of your business that you don't necessarily have, you'll be able to go on that platform and seek those with that specific piece that you're missing and collaborate. So collaboration to me is everything. I always believe the key to success is unity. Even I applied that with my music. I mean, you can probably go on your phone right now and see over 500 collaborations with me and so many different artists from so many different parts of the world. And what the Akoin platform is going to do is allow all those parts to actually network amongst each other and utilize each other's resources to build each other's programs and businesses at the end of the day. So what we're trying to create is almost like a big platform that everyone can be able to utilize to advance their properties. So just look at the Akoin as the app store for crypto and for currencies that exist in the world today. But also we'll also have services attached to every one of those coins that you can be able to utilize to build whatever you're trying to build.
Planet Africa Television will be right back.
The 2019 edition of Elevate Tech Festival featured speakers like Michelle Obama, Martha Stewart, Chris Hatfield, and Akon.
I'd like each and every one of you to just give us one sentence, an advantage of cryptocurrency and Akoin. So I'll start with Lynn.
We have paper now, but it all will go the way of digital. And like what we saw in the e-commerce waves, again, other financial evolutions, so many amazing opportunities come out of it. Again, it's so obvious. We take an image of a check and it's in our bank account. I mean, that's amazing, right? So I'm so excited. What we've presented today is already, like, blows my mind. I'm so excited that we're seeing the impact already on the street with our ambassadors, our MVP rolling out. It's all happening. But I'm actually most excited about what we don't know we're going to see from cryptocurrency. You know, like, what is that thing that we're like, oh, now that we're all digital, what can we do next, right? Like, and we're going to be there because we already laid the groundwork on the first step. So,
for me, it's the opportunity to drive financial inclusion through technology, innovation, and entrepreneurship.
And me, it's very simple. It's the future, so educate yourself to it, because whether you like it or not, you're going to have to be involved and engaged. So I think just understanding how the digital world works and how that computes to finances is going to be the key. So you don't necessarily have to understand money to spend it. Just know how to spend it and how it gets you to the next place.
Great.
thank you.
Now, since we're here at Elevate Tech Fest, I just want you to just complete this sentence. For me, technology is, I'll start with you, John.
The opportunity of the future.
Great. Lynn?
I'm going to go with technology as the moonshot, right? The theme of this conference. It's reaching for the stars, achieving amazing things, enabling all of us to reach the moon.
And Akon?
Technology is elevation.
Elevation. Elevate. Wow, what an amazing conversation this was. I got to learn a lot, in an area that I don't know too much about. I hope you learned a lot too. Yeah, I can see people nodding. Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Joan, Lynn, and
Thank
Akon.
you.
So great to have you in Toronto, and it was wonderful having a chat with you. And I look forward to, working with you. I'm an entrepreneur. Using your Akoin cryptocurrency and promoting it, worldwide through our platforms. And
The beautiful part about it is AFROGLOBAL Television can also be a station on the Akoin app.
Correct.
So it all works. Because on the entertainment side, we'll have all that too. But
Absolutely.
yes.
awesome,
Yes.
awesome. You're a really good businessman. I'm sold already. Wow, this has been amazing. Time controls everything and technology makes it easy. So thank you all for joining us in this conversation with Akoin and our amazing visionaries. Thank you so much again for coming, and I wish you great success with Akoin, and come back to Toronto in December.
We will. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you.